Two people work at the same company. Same job, same $62,000 salary, same floor, and 15 years ago, they both started doing the responsible thing and putting money aside every month, about $600 a paycheck. Now, today Wes has around $120,000 in his savings account and he's proud of it. He should be. That's real discipline. Elena, on the other hand, same salary, same 15 years, same $600 a month, has about $250,000, and that's more than double. Now, she didn't earn more, she didn't receive a dime, she didn't pick some lucky stock. She did one thing differently on one afternoon and it took her about 20 minutes. So let me show you exactly what it is, step by step, because it's the whole difference between saving and actually building wealth. And here is the line I want you to remember. Saving protects your money. Investing grows it. Those are two different jobs and most people only ever do the first one. Now look at what that costs. $1 you saved back in 2000 buys about half as much today. It didn't get stolen, prices just kept climbing while your dollar sat still. Even a good high-yield savings account pays around 4% right now, and inflation has been running about the same. So on a normal day, you're just trading water. Put real numbers on it. $10,000 left in a plain savings account is worth about $13,000 in 30 years. That same $10,000 invested in the stock market, which has averaged around 10% a year over the long run, turns into roughly $76,000, right? Same money, one barely moved, the other did the heavy lifting for you. So why does almost nobody makes the jump? Well, it isn't the math, it's basically a feeling. So savings feels safe because the number never drops. Investing feels risky because it moves. But safe and shrinking are not the same thing. The wealthy figured this out a long time ago. For them, cash isn't a home for money. It's a bus stop. Every dollar is just waiting there for it to ride somewhere better. And here is a number that should stick with you. The top 10% of American households own about 90% of all the stock in the country. So every time you hear the market hit a new high, notice who's actually catching that money. It rains on people who own the assets, which is why owning even a small slice, even starting late, matters more than almost anything else you do with money. So step number 1 is your cushion. You heard the rule. 3 to 6 months of expenses kept in cash, somewhere safe and boring, so broken transmission or a lost job doesn't blow up your life. But here is what nobody explains. The wealthy treat that number as a ceiling on how much cash they hold, not a savings goal. Everything up to the cushion stays safe. Everything above it is not allowed to sit still because its only job is to grow. That was Elena's one afternoon 15 years ago. Once she had a few months of expenses saved, she spent 20 minutes setting up an automatic transfer that moved everything above the cushion straight into investments every month before she could touch it. Wes hit the same cushion and kept stacking money on top of it in the same savings account. That's the whole difference. She put her extra money to work, he left his in a drawer, slowly losing value. Now, step 2 is the order your dollars go in because not every dollar is equal. If your job offers a 401k match, that comes first. If they match the first 4 or 5% you put in, that is not a perk, it's free money. You put in $1, they hand you $1. You just double it before the market did anything at all. Turning that down is like leaving part of your paycheck in the office fridge. After the match, kill any credit card debt charging you 20-something% because paying that off is a guaranteed return no investment can promise. Then fill the accounts the tax system rewards like Roth IRA and one almost nobody uses, right? The HSA. If you're on the right health plan, it's the only account where money goes in untaxed, grows untaxed, and comes out untaxed. The wealthy treat it like a stealth retirement account. Now, step 3 is the quiet one that does most of the work. Here is the proof it matters. According to Vanguard, when companies make people sign up for their retirement plan on their own, about 64% do it. When they flip it so you're enrolled automatically and have to opt out, participation jumps to 94%. Same people, same paychecks. The only thing that changed was whether the money moved on its own. Willpower at the end of a long day loses. It always loses eventually. So you take yourself out of it and automate the transfer the day after payday before your brain gets a vote. Automation also protects you from the most expensive habit there is. Study after study shows the average investor earns less than the very funds they own because they panic and sell when the market drops, then buy back when it's high. A scheduled transfer doesn't panic. It just keeps buying while everyone else loses their nerve. Now, step 4 is what the money actually buys. Not stocks you research at midnight, one boring low-cost index fund, one fund that buys you a slice of 500 of the biggest companies in America at once. You're not betting on a company, you're betting the whole economy keeps growing, which over any long stretch it has. And skip the expensive managed funds that promise to beat it. Over 15 years, about 90% of those professional managers fail to beat the plain index they are paid to outsmart. Then watch the fees because this one is sneaky. A 1% yearly fee sounds like nothing. Over 30 years, it can quietly eat more than a fifth of your whole nest egg. On a $100,000 investment, that's over $1,050,000 in future money handed to a manager for a product that usually loses to the cheap version. The wealthy buy the cheap fund and keep the difference. Step 5 is the engine, compounding. And the reason it works is the same reason people quit too soon. For years, it looks broken. You put money in, check the balance, and it's crawling. But compounding is an addition. It's acceleration. Your money makes money, and then that money makes money. So you invest $400 a month at about 7%. After 10 years, you've got around $69,000. Feels slow. Keep going. After 20 years, $208,000. After 30 years, nearly $500,000. After 40 years, just over $1 million, and most of that is growth, not your deposits. Now here is the most expensive mistake, and it isn't picking the wrong fund. It's waiting. Two people invest that same $400 a month. One starts at 25, the other waits until 35. Both stop at 65. The one who started at 25 ends up with about $1.05 million. The one who waited ends with about $490,000. That 10-year delay didn't cost $48,000 in skip deposit. It cost more than $550,000 that never got the chance to exist. And this is really a retirement story. Two people, same job, same salary, both reach 65. One leaned on savings and his social security check and now does the math on every grocery run. The other crossed over early, let it compound, and walks in with a 7-figure cushion on top of the same social security. And that gap wasn't income. It was one system run quietly for decades. Now, I want to be honest with you because most videos skip this part. You cannot invest a surplus you don't have. Right now, 59% of Americans couldn't cover a surprise $1,000 bill from savings. If your money runs out before the month does, just automate your investing. Isn't advice, it's insulting, right? So let's be clear. There are two real fights here. One is having something left over at all, and that's the hard one, the one about income and the cost of living. The other is knowing what to do with it once you do. The second fight, the whole system I just gave you, isn't locked behind money or a bloodline. It's only information and now it's yours. For anyone with over $25 or $50 a week that survives the month, knowing this is worth 6 figures over a lifetime. So back to Wes and Elena, same age, same paycheck, same 15 years. The difference was never talent or luck. It was one 20-minute decision and the patience to let it run. So look at your own money, not what you earn. What you are doing with what's already sitting there. Is it working or is it parked in a drawer waiting for permission? You're allowed to give it. Tell me in the comments which steps you're on. 1 through 5, I'll read them all.